everyone. I'm Deborah Becknell, co-owner of Allergy Navigator and also fellow allergy sufferer. And today I'm going to share with you on one of our recent trips to Walt Disney Resort. And first, before I do that, I wanted to also say, if you haven't subscribed or liked our page yet, please do. We have lots of featured tips and tricks, educational courses on allergies, and also trip reviews for allergy sufferers. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do that. It had been 12 years since we've been to Walt Disney World, and the reason for that is that we have 3 family members with adult onset life-threatening food allergies. So, it's really, for a long period of time, we really didn't travel anywhere. And for us to go to a theme park, it seemed a little scary. So we had a lot to do to learn about these allergies, how to avoid them, how to stay safe, how to travel with them. And as you know, it's a very difficult thing to do. So we felt like we got prepared, and our youngest child, Parker, who is now 16 years old, was saying, when are you going to take me back to Walt Disney World? He felt so cheated since he was just a little bitty boy since we had went last. So we decided to go all in and stay a full week and visit every single park. And we had a great time, but we also did learn a lot about Walt Disney World and their processes on how to handle food allergies. And it was really enlightening, but I thought they had a lot of great ideas, but we also have some suggestions, which I want to cover in our review today. So my daughter and I are the ones that have the food allergies, and our combined allergies are gluten and wheat, tree nuts, celery, and also fish. So those are the kinds of foods that we have to avoid when we go somewhere. And we have found that, we've never had ours. We get very scary symptoms when we have cross-contamination or we ingest those things, but we've never had to use our EpiPen. So for us, avoiding those foods completely has been key to our success in being healthy. Also, I wanted to note that our gluten sensitivity is not an allergy. It's not celiac disease. We have a non-celiac gluten sensitivity. So it makes it a little easier to deal with, a little less scary, but nonetheless, it causes us to be very sick. So we avoid it at all costs. We were happily surprised to learn that there were at least 3 or 4 things at the snack counters that we could have. First and foremost was popcorn, and my daughter actually carried the popcorn bucket around every single park and refilled it as much as she could. And then we also had the Mickey Mouse vanilla ice cream stick that had the chocolate coating. We were able to eat that. And then I think we also had, it was the pineapple Dough Whip was another ice cream enjoyment that we got to have from the snack counters, with plus also drinks and prepackaged things that they offered. So we were happily surprised to know that they did have some things that were tree nut free as well as gluten free that we could enjoy at each of the parks. Disney did a really great job with accommodating those with food allergies. I was so impressed to see how it worked and not surprised. I mean, Disney does everything right, right? I mean, you knew that they had a process that had to work. As many visitors as they have every second, that they had to have something to keep their diners safe. The way they identified on the menu made it easy for us to choose the foods. First of all, we had an allergen-friendly menu that listed these things, so we knew exactly what to order based on the way they were marked. You could kind of go to your section and see which sections you needed to avoid or which foods you needed to avoid. So that made it fast and friendly. We were also given a separate food order number. We actually went even through a separate line. So when you came up to order, they divided you off like allergy person, non-allergy person. And then we were given a separate food order number, and it appeared that it went into a separate part of the kitchen. And one of the waiters had confirmed that with us. So our food was prepared in a little separate area of the kitchen. It also came out separate from all of the other orders. And our food was served with an allergen tag stating and showing you that what you ordered was allergen free. And then they also gave us a verbal confirmation on which allergies that we were trying to avoid. So that was very reassuring and very comforting to us. One of the things that we review is the table. And to learn more about how we rate and review destinations, you can go to our website and click on the trips tab. And in there, it'll have a button that says how we rate and review. And it gives you a list of things we're looking for, the criteria, and how we also give a star or deduct a star if they're not doing it correctly. One of the things that we noticed, I guess, that I wanted to mention was the silverware or plasticware. They came wrapped, pre-wrapped, or plastic dispense, and napkins uh, wrapped in the nicer restaurants were like linen and things like that. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We want to make sure that the silverware we eat from as an allergy sufferer is separated from cross contact, from people touching it, from it sitting on a table where there may have been some tree nuts. We just want to make sure that you're kind of starting out on the right foot. So if you get your allergy free food, but you get a fork that's been sitting on a table with tree nuts, that's a big problem. So we did notice that that they did that right. There was no area for concern there. The only two areas of concern for cross-contamination and allergy issues were the shared tables in the fast food areas specifically, because you couldn't guarantee a clean table and the condiments were also not labeled or marked. I think knowing that you have a diner that has a life-threatening allergy, you would want to ensure a clean table and avoid cross-contamination or cross-contact. Lucky for us, Uncle Andy, was great enough to go into a restaurant, and if he noticed the table hadn't been cleaned, he would holler out and go, "Nut allergy, nut allergy. We need our table cleaned." So, and they would run over and clean our table. It was awesome, actually, and it was great to have his assistance, and he wasn't afraid to speak up, and we love that about him. That was great. But having a cleaner and a disposable cloth available so those with allergies can wipe down tables or chairs at their own discretion would come in very handy, and it would give the diner a safer feeling experience. By providing a self-serve cleaning station eliminates the wait for assistance, and it also gives the person with allergy to be prepared for dining without drawing extra attention to themselves or also having to wait or feeling like you're putting a waiter out who's already busy. We also suggest pre-packed condiments to be dispensed or using the original containers with all of the ingredient details listed on the packaging. That way, you actually can see every single ingredient firsthand and you feel confident before using in the dipping sauces. There were some cases where we just didn't use anything at all because we didn't really know what was in them. And people saying, like you see a thing, it says ketchup. Well, you don't know what brand ketchup it is, if there is a sneaky ingredient and those kinds of things. So we just tried to go without while we were there because you are in a large park setting and it's a little more complicated if something does happen. So I just would really suggest and some of the things I've seen done in nicer restaurants is they have those little glass jars, like Heinz makes them for ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. And it would be super easy just to give out a single serving only to the allergy sufferers. So you're kind of like eliminating a greater expense there. And then you could give the dipping cups to a person who can have anything. So it's not a big issue and not a gross expense increase for the restaurant or the business. But those seem to work really well, and you can see all the ingredients. Everybody knows if they can have Heinz or not, usually, especially if you're an allergy sufferer, you already know what's in those ingredients typically. And if not, you've got the label there to check it yourself. Overall, we thought Walt Disney World did a great job with their processes and with also educating the people that worked with people or served people who have food allergies. Those processes were literally a protocol to them. They knew what to do, how to do it, and if they didn't know, they knew who to ask to get the right answers. It was very streamlined. They did a great job. We actually felt safe almost the entire trip, every single day. So no issues. We had a successful vacation and we got to enjoy ourselves. And even though always in the back of your mind as an allergy sufferer, what ingredient is this? Am I going to react? You always have those kinds of things. But fortunately for us, Disney did us right and did a great job. Thank you, Disney. If you haven't liked or subscribed to our channel, please do, where you can see the latest updates on our trip reviews, tips and trick, and featured items such as courses or educational materials for the allergy sufferer. Thank you for watching our video, and we look forward to seeing you soon.